This is the next topic, the making of Germany and Italy. Now revolutions took place in Germany and Italy. So in the German region, several political associations came together in the city of Frankfurt and decided to vote for an all-German National Assembly. A constitution for a German nation was drafted, which was to be headed by the monarchy subject to a parliament. In 1848, the German states and Prussia began to organize themselves into a German state. They became one and form a German state. 3 wars took place during that period, that is Danish War, Austro-Prussian War and the Franco-Prussian War. These 3 wars took place during that period. These wars established Prussian supremacy and completed the process of German unification in 1871. Kaiser William I was proclaimed as German emperor. Same revolution took place for unification of Italy also. So Italy unified during that period. Similarly, Italy too had been politically fragmented for long. It is divided in political fragmentation. There had been several dynastic states as well as the multinational Habsburg Empire. During the mid-19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states, of which only Sardinia was ruled by the Italian princely house. The unification process was led by 3 revolutionaries. These 3 revolutionaries were Giuseppe Mazzini, Count Camillo di Cavour and Giuseppe Garibaldi. Mazzini organized a new political party called Young Italy and sought to put together a program for a united republic. Through tactful diplomatic alliance with France, engineered by Cavour, Sardinia predominant succeeded in defeating the Austrian forces in 1859, and by 1861 the process of unification of Italy was completed and Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed the king of United Italy. Then comes the Britain, the strange case of Britain. The model of the nation or the nation state, some scholars have argued in Great Britain. In Britain, the formulation of the nation state was not the result of a sudden upheaval or revolution. The history of nationalism in Britain was different from the rest of Europe. There was no British nation before the 18th century. There were people of different identities. Those were English, Welsh, Scots or Irish that lived in British. The Act of Union of 1707 between England and Scotland resulted in the formulation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. It comes to the Act of Union of 1707. Ireland was forcibly included in the Union in 1801. And Scotland's distinctive culture and political institutions were demolished. The symbols of the New Britain, the British flag, national anthem, the English language were actively promoted, and the older nations survived only as subordinate partners in the Union and all merged under one country as the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Then here is the last topic of our chapter, visualizing the nation. While in the 18th and 19th centuries, artists personified the nations as female figures, which became allegories of the nations. In France, she was called Marigny, while in Germany, Germania became the allegory of the nation. Then the nationalist tensions emerged in the Balkan states after 1871. The Balkan states comprised of the regions of modern day, that is Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Croatia, Bosnia, Slovenia, Serbia, and Montenegro. Their inhabitants were known as Slavs. A large part of the Balkans was under the Ottoman Empire. The powerful nations Russia, Germany, England, and Austro-Hungary were keen to hold sway over the Balkans, which led to tensions in the regions, and finally the First World War took. First World War broke out due to these reasons.